Welcome poets, warriors, bards, and monks to the channel dedicated to glory, beauty, and the divine. Join me as I delve into the world of the ancients. Enjoy the retelling of stories of old and new, as well as a look into the blending of Eastern and Western martial arts. May you be blessed and all you accomplish come to fruition. My name is Wideborn. Please enjoy my channel. The Mead of Poetry. That is the title of the story that I will tell you today. This is a story about Odin and how he obtained poetry from a giant. At the conclusion of the Aesir-Vanir War, the Aesir and Vanir gods and goddesses sealed their truce by spitting into a great vat. From their spittle they formed a being whom they named Kvasir, which means fermented berry juice. Now Kvasir was the wisest human that had ever lived. None were able to present him with a question for which he did not have a satisfying answer. He became famous and traveled throughout the world giving counsel. Now Kvasir was invited to the home of two dwarves, Falhar, which means the deceiver, and Galhar, which means screamer. Upon his arrivals, the dwarfs slew Kvasir and brewed mead from his blood. This mead contained Kvasir's ability to dispense wisdom, and was appropriately named Odier, which means stirrer of inspiration. Anyone who drank of it would become a poet or scholar. Now when the gods questioned them about Kvasir's disappearance, Falhar and Galhar told them that Kvasir had choked on his wisdom. The two dwarves apparently delighted in the murder. Soon after this incident, they took the giant Gilling out to sea and drowned him for sport. The sound of Gilling's weeping wife irritated them, so they killed her as well, this time by dropping a millstone on her head, as she passed under the doorway of their house. But this last mischief got the dwarves into trouble. When Gilling's son, Suting, which means heavy with drink, learned of his father's murder, he seized the dwarves, and at low tide carried them out to a reef that would soon be covered by the waves. The dwarves pleaded for their lives, and Suting granted their request, only when they agreed to give him the mead they had brewed with Kvasir's blood. Suting then hid the vats of mead in a chamber beneath the mountain, which means of the name Hindenburg, which means pulsing rock. There he appointed his daughter Gunlod, her name means invitation to battle, to watch over them. Now Odin, the chief of the gods, who is restless and unstoppable in his pursuit of wisdom, was displeased with the precious mead being hoarded away beneath the mountain. He bent his will toward acquiring it for himself, and those he deemed worthy of its powers. Disguised as a wandering farmhand, Odin went to the farm of Suting's brother, Baugi. There he found 9 servants mowing hay. He approached them, took out a whetstone from under his cloak, and offered to sharpen their scythes. They eagerly agreed, and afterwards marveled at how well their scythes cut the hay. They all declared that this was to be the finest whetstone that they had ever seen, and each asked to purchase it. Odin consented to sell it, but, he warned them, you must pay a high price. He then threw the stone into the air, and in their scramble to catch it, the 9 killed each other with their scythes. Odin then went to Baugi's door, and introduced himself as Bolverkr, which means worker of misfortune. He offered to do the work of 9 servants, who had, as he had told him, so basely killed each other in their dispute in the field earlier that day. As his reward, he demanded a sip of Suting's mead. Baugi responded that he had no control of the mead, and that Suting guarded it jealously, but that if Bolverkr could truly perform the work of 9 men, he would help the apparent farmhand to obtain his desire. At the end of the growing season, Odin had fulfilled his promise to the giant, who agreed to accompany him to Suting to inquire about the mead. Suting, however, angrily refused. The disguised god reminded Baugi of their bargain, convinced the giant to aid him in gaining access to Gunlod's dwelling. The two went to a part of the mountain that Baugi knew to be nearest to the underground chamber. Odin took an auger out from his cloak and handed it to Baugi for a hill to drill through the rock. The giant did so, and after much work the hole was finished. Odin blew into the hole to verify Baugi's claim, and when the rock dust blew back into his face, he knew his companion had lied to him. The suspicious god then bade the giant to finish what he had started. Baugi proclaimed the hole to be complete for a second time. Odin once again blew into the hole, and this time the debris was blown through the hole. Odin thanked Baugi for his help, shifted his shape into that of a snake, and crawled into the hole. Baugi stabbed after him with the auger, but Odin made it through just in time. Once inside, he assumed the form of a charming young man, and made his way to where Gunnlod guarded the mead. He won her favor, and secured a promise from her that if he would sleep with her for 3 nights, she would grant him 3 sips of the mead. After the 3rd night, Odin went to the mead, which was in 3 vats, and consumed the contents of each vat in a single draught. Odin then changed his shape once again, this time into that of an eagle, and flew off towards Asgard, the god's celestial stronghold, with his prize in his throat. Suting soon discovered this trickery, took on the form of another eagle, and flew off in pursuit of Odin. When the gods spied their leader approaching with Suting close behind him, they set out several vessels at the rim of their fortress. Odin reached the abode of his fellow gods before Suting could catch him, and the giant retreated in anguish. As Odin came to the containers, he regurgitated the mead into them. As he did so, however, a few drops fell from his beak to Midgard, the world of humankind below. These drops are the source of the abilities of all bad, mediocre poets and scholars. But the true poets and scholars are those to whom Odin dispenses his mead, personally and with care. Thank you so much for watching my first video. I apologize for the mispronunciations and the stuttering. This is the first ever YouTube video I have done. But I hope you liked it. Please enjoy. There will be plenty more coming. I'm going to try and do about 1 a week. See how that works. If it works out well, I might do more. Thank you so much again, and welcome to the Hall of Wybor. Please enjoy.